of Afterimage by Kurushi Drive, if you want to introduce yourself.
Yeah, hey everybody, I'm Kurushi Drive, and today I'll be showcasing this wonderful 2023 Metrovania called Afterimage. Today we'll be doing the any percent restricted category, which is going to go very fast, trust me. So because of that, to help me to explain everything, I've got azuarc, who's another member of the Afterimage speedrunning community, to help me out with commentary. What's up, azuarc?
Hey, Kurushi, thank you for having me. Yeah, I tend to run the more longer form categories of this game. The 30-minute any percent run is going to be over real quick, so we're going to try to explain as much as we can as we go through, but I'm looking forward to seeing how it goes.
Yeah, absolutely. And speaking of which, we do have the outfit bid war incentive. Which outfit won for that?
Yeah, the outfit that won that bid war, I'm going to do one refresh just to make sure that we get any stragglers in, was Hydro.
Hydro. Okay, awesome. This actually is my favorite outfit among the three that were selected, so I'm excited to show this one. Timing is going to start upon selecting difficulty here. We're going to be running on advanced difficulty today. So I'll count down from 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
Good luck.
Thank you. So let me get the Hydro outfit on here. And yeah, to start off this run, we're going to be doing a sort of tutorial or prologue section. It's really simple. We're just going to be using the dash that we start out with to platform and navigate through the early part of Rubywood Desert. And there's going to be a boss upcoming. It's kind of a tutorial boss that involves a scripted death. And I'll azuarc to cover what we're going to be doing in that boss fight.
Right, so we are heading up to the Lush Wolf. Lush Wolf there's not a whole lot going on in this fight at first, but what you're going to see is some high-level movement tech from Kurushi. It's basically animation canceling, where he's going to crouch cancel all throughout the attack. So he's going to make this go real quick by just spam attacking. That's way faster than the attack would normally go, but unfortunately, missed a little bit there. Unfortunately, the Lush Wolf gets back up, mutates, and then nukes our butt. And that's how the game begins, where we find out that Renee has the ability to resurrect herself.
Yeah, for the second part of that Lush Wolf fight, we need to stand at the right spacing for the attack pattern to kill us right away, which it did. So thankfully we saved 1 or 2 seconds there by doing so. It allows for us to get a good kickstart to this run. So now that we've gotten past the tutorial section, we're basically just going through the rest of Rubywood Desert, speaking with this NPC known as 42, who we're going to see once again later on in the run. And we're going to start by destroying these dew crystals we come across to collect what are known as dews. This is the currency for the game, and we're going to be using this to spend on consumable fast travel that we find later, as well as enhancement material for weapons that we collect along the way.
Just like how people can spend on our one incentive that we have open right now for the good ending in Wolfenstein 2, just like that.
Getting pretty close, right?
Yeah, we are halfway. So I know we can claw a little bit more back during this run, but I know that it's going to be really fast paced. So there's not a lot of time if you're watching in chat. You're like kind of deciding whether or not to donate. Do it right now! Exclamation donate! I'm looking at you, Twitch chat. Please give me some stuff to read.
Sick segue. Yeah, so we're now past the early portion of the run. We're going to be actually grabbing another talent point to the left here, just to help with the next boss fight that's going to be coming up in Rainbow Plains. This boss fight is one of the longest boss fights in this portion of the run, so it's important that we have as much attack as we can get. Speaking of which,
Go ahead.
Yeah, speaking of which, we did pick up a new weapon, which we actually have been using immediately. It's known as the Wooden Scythe. The scythe has some interesting properties that make it like kind of separate from the sword we've been using so far, mainly in its reach and its damage, and it's still able to use the crouch cancel technique that azuarc explained when we fought Lush Wolf. So it's probably the best weapon class that speedrunners are most comfortable with, at least for the time being.
There are 6 weapons in this game, and you are free to use any of them when you play normally, but on the speedrun, we definitely prefer the scythe. It has a lot of advantages, and also, most importantly, there are a lot of good upgrades to it along the route, which cannot be said about the other weapon types. So this first boss that we are heading towards is very spongy, is kind of a long fight in general, but unlike the later fights where being very good in our execution and also having some equipment along the way can speed things up. There's not a whole lot that can be done to make it go faster. So we are building our way up towards that. For those of you who are interested in this game, it is a fantastic game. It's got all kinds of things, including 10 endings. Yes, 10 endings. Really 3 sets of 3 and then one more, but this is an extremely large game. It is bigger than Hollow Knight or pretty much any other Metroidvania on the market other than maybe Eterna Noctis. So the fact that we are going to be beating this in just about 30 minutes does say a lot about the amount of streamlinedness that is going to be taking place in the course of this run. So here is our triple question mark, who will later become to be known as Guider. Cruci is trying to get her to the wall if he can, because it's much easier to set up the crouch cancels and to kind of spam those if she's in place, and also sometimes she staggers like that. She does obviously teleport around a lot. Cruci's being very careful not to get himself trapped against a wall. Can take some hits here just to be able to get some faster damage in, and that was pretty darn quick. Way faster than I do it.
Yeah, we didn't manage to get the full manipulation that basically keeps her reeled back against the wall while we're attacking her, but that was, all things considered, a pretty good fight. So we're now in the hub town of the game, Resting Town. Here we're going to be speaking with the NPC Alice to buy the consumable fast travel I mentioned before, as well as collect the fast travel progression ability. Progression abilities in this game are called Afterimages, which is how we'll refer to them from here on. The main reason we need to grab this fast travel progression ability is for coming back here later to buy some armor to make this run a little safer. Because basically what's going to be happening over the course of this run, and we'll start to see this as we make our way towards Resting Path, as you see on the screen, is that a lot of the enemies are going to be much higher level than us and are going to deal lots of damage to us if we get hit by them. So having the armor is just going to help out with the safety of this run to ensure that we finish safe and sound.
How do you know they're much higher in level than you?
Yeah, that's a great question, azuarc. You guys see the red icons above these enemies? This is to indicate that, yes, these enemies are dangerous. They're higher level than us. I'm not sure exactly what level is required for these enemies to have the icon above them, but regardless, it's a means of communicating to the player that, yeah, these enemies will hit hard and you should be careful.
Cruci has had the movement in this area very well planned out. He knows exactly what he's doing to get through here very quickly, very efficiently.
Yep, and...
Is there time for a quick donation as well?
Yeah, go for it. Go for it.
Yeah, so we have $25 from Miriam saying, LGBTQ and Jewish lady here, who, for some reason, is looking forward to some, I'll say, bad guys getting punched. Please punch one extra hard for me. And there's also a $25 donation from Sylvia S7 saying, punching bad guys is always a great time. Let's get that Wolfenstein 2 good ending. My cat, Nactus, I think I'm saying that right, loves it, so don't let him down, chat. So, chat, if you want a :3, you know, maybe in the donations to maybe help get this next incentive, that would help us all so much. I know we can do it.
Yeah, so
right,
coming
yes,
up here shortly. Yeah, coming over shortly is going to be a mini boss. This mini boss will give us the afterimage for sliding. And azuarc, what does sliding do for us?
Sliding is going to let us move much faster as we go throughout the game. Anytime that Cruci's going to be traversing over a flat surface, he's going to be alternating between the basic dash that comes in the game as well as a dash, or a slide rather. And the ability to kind of alternate between those is going to allow him to accelerate much faster, because if you go right into the dash after the slide, or vice versa, it kind of prevents the deceleration from happening, and so he's going to speed up to some pretty fast speeds. There is an upper bound on it, but he will get going very quickly. And so after we beat up this archer here, it will drop the slide, and that will be our first movement upgrade in the game. We're very quickly hopping back to town using one of the fast travel techniques in this. You can travel between the big trees at any time, but first she's using the resting potion to get back faster, and now we are going super fast. We are rolling around at the speed of sound or something.
That's right. Yeah, we now have the slide ability in our possession, so it allows us to move with much greater speed than before. And more importantly, it allows us to progress through the game, because we actually need slide to beat the game. So
Of course. And now we head into the field of Geo. This is a very movement-heavy area. You're going to see Karushi doing a lot of movement tech all throughout this area. He has everything very quickly and very nicely timed to get through these cycles. It's very precise. If you get a little bit off, pretty much the rest of it goes to pot. So it's very important that he does everything just so, which is why I'm kind of talking over top of him right now so he doesn't feel compelled to have to get a word in. But we're going to get through these enemies. Oh, got through there, okay. Had to damage tank that one to get through. But we are going to be heading through this area, which does not have a movement upgrade in it. The game is so large that it couldn't give out movement upgrades too liberally. But in general, our goal of this game is to go east, because Renee actually has a lifelong dream to learn to swim. That's her big goal here. We're going to go as far east to learn to find somebody who can teach us how to swim. And once we do that, then we can beat the game. So for now, we have the slide. We will eventually get a double jump and then a wall climb. But the swim is where it's really at, because then we will feel like our life is complete. Karushi is about to do a little tech here to grab this weapon up here. He had to attack twice in midair to kind of give himself a little extra hang time. The result is that he now has another weapon that he's going to eventually equip for the upcoming boss. It's going to make it faster. The game has a lot of weapons and a lot of gear that you can pick up throughout the game, and of course most of it is coded towards the area that it's in. So higher level area means higher level weapon. We are going through a higher level area, therefore now we're going to have a higher level weapon. And now we're done with Field of Geo, which puts us into Emerald Falls, which is where that boss is. So Karushi is heading up towards Loss the Broken Wings. Do you have anything you wanted to throw in?
Yeah, so Loss is going to be guarding the next progression ability, the double jump. This is important for also unlocking basically the rest of the movement that we need to progress through the game. But this boss fight itself is relatively scripted, although it does require a bit of focus, so I'm going to lock in for this one.
No, so Karushi hopped into the talent menu there. There are a lot of different ways that Renee can be upgraded, so there's a lot of different progression techniques. Karushi is using a different weapon type for this one. He's using a katana for this. Katanas have a very handy jump attack that can get a lot of damage in pretty quick. It's not as good as the crouch canceling that the scythe can do, but because this one has higher base attack, it is going to be much better, and reflecting all these attacks is going to melt the boss real fast. And now we have a double jump.
Yep.
You're going to see Karushi zooming all over the place now.
Yep, double jump plus dive kick in this game, just like in the Castlevania games. It's packaged together. Yeah, this dragon. Whoa. Okay.
I didn't even realize how fast that boss fight went, because I'm just like too distracted by the area just being completely just like beautiful.
I know, right? Yeah, this game
is such a beautiful game. I know.
One of the best looking Metroidvanias out there. Lovely 2D drawings. Let me actually switch weapons here.
Honestly, I think just about everything about this game is really good, except arguably maybe the story presentation. Story presentation has a big asterisk next to it. There's a lot of qualifiers that go into that, because there's some, you have to really know what's going on first, but everything else about the game is really top notch.
Yeah, this is like a great game. I've like not really seen too much of it before, but I am so tempted to pick it up. Just like how tempted to pick up a couple of donations, like this $10 from Jen the Bug saying, donating to that Wolfenstein Good Ending, I need some warm fuzzies. And with donations like that, benefiting Race Forward, we are almost at $7,000 raised total all day. So I would love to read that announcement, a little bit later on. And we are 53% of the way to that Good Ending incentive. I know we can get there. I need those :3. I need these :3 donations to read. Please.
Let's get to 60% before the end of this, if we can.
Oh, for sure. 60% is so doable, right, chat? I'm looking at you. Just respond to me in chat or in donations or something. But I'm going to assume that you're saying yes. And you could do that by, when you go to donate at the very bottom of the page, you can just attach your total that you're donating to an incentive, and just click on Good Ending.
Yeah, so thanks for that, Limey. We made a quick trip back to the resting town to pick up the armor, as I mentioned earlier. So now we're going to go back to the columns, the water area, to now make our way to the next connecting area, which is called,
Town of the Exiled.
Town of the Exile. That's right.
And Town of the Exiled has the first really kind of screw you boss that can end runs. Normally, for trying to get world records, Karushi probably wouldn't have gone back to town to pick up armor, and he would just try to no-hit the boss. But given that this is for marathon safety, and that boss is very unpredictable and very random, we wanted to not have to reset. This boss can and will destroy runs all the time, and it's very easy to get caught unpredictably with her very awkward patterns. We're heading up to her now. Oh, you're gonna head to the save point first.
Yep.
Got it. Safety save first. Makes sense. But even level 8 is a little brave for taking on this boss.
Yeah, it's about like a level 40 plus area or so. The tackling this at level 8 is pretty brave, to say the least.
Yeah, the game does go up to level 99. I think the enemies go up to like 75, but you're expected to be in the level 30s by here. So we're going to be beating up on Oust, the Lunatic Master Mage, as quick as possible. The one thing that's nice about her is that she does have a few periods where she kind of stuns, and Karushi's going to try to pile on some damage during those, but after that she just goes into projectile hell. It really turns into a bullet hell kind of after that, so we want to get as much damage in as we can. Hopefully put her into her end attack before that can even happen. Looks like we're pretty well on pace, actually. Yeah, very nice, very nice.
Yeah, we got a good pattern there. Except
that was
for
a really good pattern.
Mm-hmm.
So this is just the final move, and Karushi's going to eat through her barrier and then take her down. And there we go.
Yep, so what we just picked up from Oust's drops there was the Clammy Whistle. That's the afterimage that we actually sought after, which is the whole reason we went to Town of the Exiled. And this will open up the water overworld that we're going to be going to next.
Yeah, this game is so big. I remember playing this game, finally getting through that boss. I was like, I don't know, 10, 12 hours into the game at this point. And we get to where we're headed, and I go, wait a minute, there's an overworld map? Because after we beat this boss here, who is going to be much less of a hazard, but does sometimes screw things up if you're not careful. But with some quick crouch cancels, we can get through the crystallized wolf, no problem. Here's our friend the manta ray, clammy officially, but a lot of people just call him Fweet Fweet. And here is our overworld map. Here we go. So we have access to 4 new areas from here, as well as one stop-off point we're going to hit right now to open up a gate.
Indeed, and yeah, this is a good time for any announcements or donations you have, Limey.
Yeah, we're getting some love from your community and people who just love Afterimage. We have $25 from Margaret M saying, gonna go fast. Gonna go so fast that even the Afterimages won't be able to keep up. Good luck Karushi, Azura C, and everyone else in the fantastic marathon. And also, $5 from Anonymous saying, hi Karushi, GLHF on the Afterimage GDQ run. The driver's colony supports and salutes your speedrun efforts. Make sure to pick up membership card first before buying other items. I leave you with this quote. You have the power to make a difference, don't you? And why not put it to good use?
Hey, thanks so much.
Yeah, and there's also some other colon 3 donations, but I can get into that later. I'm just like super enthralled with this game. It's like actually just like so beautiful, and also I can't believe there's an overworld map. Like, what the heck? This game is huge. I thought you guys were just like like kind of playing it up, but it is actually just a huge
No, this game is freaking enormous. It will take you 30 to 40 hours to beat this game. If you don't just go for the first ending and you want to actually finish all the other stuff. So we have access to about 4 different areas now that are all much higher in level than the ones we came from. The one we're really interested in going to is the highest of those 4, but we're taking a detour here to grab some equipment because these boots are going to give Renee some much needed armor for the safety of the run. We're going to head into, I assume you're going into Holy Grounds next?
That's right, and Holy Ground is this most central area of the overworld, so it's something that a lot of new players kind of are drawn to first when they first enter this area. The thing is, this area is actually like one of the most high-level areas you can enter in this overworld. It's like level 50
if you play
plus.
this game, don't go to the city in the middle first when you get to this point. Go anywhere else.
Yeah, the enemies in here are very frightening. If we didn't have the armor that we have currently, that we went our way to gather, all these enemies would one-shot us. And another thing we're going to be doing in this area is we're going to be using these dragonflies that spawn to kind of bounce off of them and reduce the travel time it takes to get through the early part of Holy Grounds. So it's
This
pretty
area is
cute.
very perilous without any kind of leg up, so we're going to take advantage of the flies to get us up and over some places, because this area is designed like a big snaking S, this part of it is, and we don't want to go all the way around that.
Mm-hmm. And coming up
And the
soon
most
is...
important what? Yes, go ahead.
Yes. Yeah, I'll let you take it. Yeah.
The most important part of why we are doing this now, though, is that treasure chest right up there has us a new scythe, the Iron Scythe, and that's going to be our endgame weapon. There are higher level weapons in the game if you play the full game, but for the 90% run, that is about as premier a weapon as we are going to get. It is a fantastic weapon for this point in the game, and considering we're going to backtrack to some lower level areas after this, we're just going to melt the enemies with that weapon later. Also, you notice that Krushi is going very fast through this area. If he gets going fast enough, he can sometimes just kind of slide through the enemies, but he's not doing that to be safe. I can see, oh, there we go. Going right on through these enemies because they have a load-in animation time, and if you're going fast enough, you can just get through there before their hitbox becomes active.
That time
not
it
that
didn't work. Yep. We're just going to heal up
okay.
just for safety. That's why we have the armor.
I see Robbo in chat saying this game is enormous. Yes, you don't know the half of it. Robbo is one of the other top runners for this game.
What's up, Rob?
I'm happy that we're getting some community members out here just supporting great cause, just like Race Forward.
So right now we are going through the archives. The archives are an area that just kind of you have to flip through real quick, but you'll notice there's a lot of these little white shining orbs around. They are basically just free experience. They also have a message, like information about the story, and so there's a lot of story in this game that you can find hidden within like item descriptions and everything, but we're mostly interested in maybe grabbing a couple quick levels. And then Krushi's going to head out of here because this wasn't really our goal right now. We'll come back here later.
Yeah, we opened up the
Also-
shortcut to make it faster to go back to where we need to go next for Holy Grounds, because we are going to go back there later. But for
Is
the
there time for a quick donation as well, by the way?
Go for it, go for it.
This is a good time.
Yeah. So before I get into donations, I just want to announce that we have reached $7,000 raised for Race Forward.
Let's go.
I'm so excited for that. So thank you everyone so much in Twitch chat. And it's thanks to donations like this $50 from K Duffel saying :3, good ending. And also this $10 donation from Anonymous saying, it would be a shame if we did not see the good ending after punching so many bad guys along the way. So maybe we could have like a $10, I'll say bad guy punching train, so we can make sure Anarchy gets, I'll say the correct ending of Wolfenstein 2, the New Colossus.
Yeah, so we're now in Whispering Forest. This area is pretty gloomy in its ambience, but more importantly, the enemies are very threatening, so the armor's going to come in clutch again.
Hey, it's you.
Is it? The world we never know.
A little fun movement tech here. Oh, didn't quite get it. Try
Let's
again.
go for that one more time. There we
I
go.
thought you were going to get the mask.
Not this run. Not this run.
Not this run. Change your mind? Okay. Okay, so here's another big moment here where Krushi's going to try to... Oh, almost. This is a really tricky tech that we've recently discovered, and if he can make that shaves off a good, like, 30 seconds, as opposed to going around there it is.
Yeah, third try on that is not bad. It's very, very hard long jump to make there. Very precise, but we got it.
Now,
So the reason for
uh,
doing that is to cut down the traversal time in this area by a lot of time. Saves about 30 seconds to a minute if you get it first try. Third try is about 10 seconds saved, but the main reason we want to do this is we're going to go to the next boss, Failure. And I'm not joking about the name. Yes, the name of the boss is Failure. This
it's a
boss,
lab experiment failure.
yeah, exactly. This boss will guard the next progression ability wall jump.
So this boss is very easy to control. It's very scripted. She's just gonna hang out in the corner here. The guy's gonna pop up over there, get a few crouch cancels, and boom.
Yeah, Failure goes down really fast because he has almost no defense, and we have a very strong weapon for this area, so works out really well for us.
Was not kidding about how the Iron Scythe was gonna melt enemies. And so now we're gonna be heading on to another area, which is the Forest Forgone. We're going to be going right into another boss right after this one.
Yeah, it's going
to... Yeah, they're basically right back to back. So, we're going to be heading into the Unstoppable Devil. Unstoppable Devil is a sort of demonic-looking boss, kind of, sort of, but has some story importance, because this is also the character 42 that we've referenced earlier. And after she does her thing, we're going to fight her. This fight is very projectile-oriented. She basically doesn't have any melee attacks, so we're just going to get in close and pop her as quick as we can. But periodically, he's going to have to jump over the attacks or move out of the way. There is one attack we are hoping to zero cycle, but usually that doesn't happen. Oh, maybe. Oh.
Hold on. No!
Oh, you blew it. Oh, no. I thought you had it.
Yeah, I thought I had it too. That's really unfortunate.
All right, just barely missed.
Yeah, usually you want to one cycle her to make sure that you save about 8 seconds on that fight, but there, just by a pixel of health, we missed it. But that's okay. It was a good effort.
So, the character that we fought there has a move at the end that they use as Desperation that literally just straight up kills us, and they know that they can do that because they know that Renee has the ability to kind of bring herself back from the dead, and that was ultimately the way that she needed to get Renee off of her, out of her hair. That character does not want to kill us, but had to fight us anyway, and so now we're eventually going to meet up with, we're going to be following in her trail, basically the rest of the game.
Is there time for a couple of donations?
Yeah, go for it.
Yeah, so I just wanted to remind everyone before I read some donations that if you go to the donate page and scroll all the way down, there's a button to put your donation towards an incentive. So make sure that you're putting it towards that Wolfenstein 2 good ending incentive. But we do have $10 from Lexer and also $10 from Lost for Words, as well as a $23 donation from Fierce Wolf saying, if we pretend the colon is kind of a braille number 2, then this donation is actually $3. There's your $3 donation. Let's go, chat. Wolfenstein good ending. Let's go!
So we're now
grabbed ourselves a new equipment upgrade. Yeah, we're in Silent Coast. Go ahead.
Yep, Silent Coast contains one of the most, or formerly one of the most obnoxious parts of any percent. Would you like to explain, azuarc?
Yeah, so, that was a nice counterattack there. So there is a section of this after we fight the next upcoming boss, which is a very minor boss, not a boss that we really have to think too much about. He's real easy. But afterwards, we end up getting on a boat, and that boat takes us to the next area. The problem is that the boat is controlled by a sailor ghost who has to spawn in, and we've experienced a lot of times he doesn't like to spawn. It took us a lot of times to figure out exactly why or when he does, because if he doesn't spawn, it's kind of a soft lock, and you have to reload the game and loop back around again, and it's a big time sink. So what we discovered eventually is that if you open up the map, after fighting that boss, that the sailor will spawn automatically, and therefore we don't have to deal with that. But up until that time, this was a huge run ender all the time.
It was horrible. But now we got the boat cutscene to load, and we make our quaint way across the waters. This is the most chill part of the run. Limey, if you got anything, take it away.
Of course, yeah, and I just wanted to update everyone that we are 57% out of that 60% challenge from the runner and com here on that good ending incentive for Wolfenstein 2. And I just wanted to read a quick donation. That's $25 from Retro Rage saying, did you know that Afterimage is a rare silent power card that grants the silent 1 block after playing any card? Good luck on the run, Krushi. Also, is Afterimage a fighting game?
Cute. Okay, so we're heading into Field of Hydra. You may recall earlier I said that Renee's lifelong goal is to learn to swim. And in what better place to learn to find a swimming instructor than in the Field of Hydro? We're going to encounter all these, well, not too many, just one elemental being that is Hydro, the Goliath of Hydro, Samsara, but she is going to let us know how to swim so that we can finally feel fulfilled in life. First, we're going to say hi to our mentor. Hi, mentor, bye, mentor. If you talk to her, she goes on forever. We don't have time for that. And now that we've got our ability to swim, we're going to head back to Holy Grounds, where we are going to progress towards the end game. We have basically 2 bosses to kill, with a little bit of a gap in between. But we are heading towards the biggest roadblock boss of this run. Karushi is very well practiced, so it should not be a big roadblock for him. However, Valo the First Knight is one of the hardest bosses if you are coming into this game the first time. Valo has 2 health bars. During the first one, she has a whole suite of attacks, but she has 2 variations on them. If you watch carefully, her chest might flash at some point, like that, and that means that she's going to be doing the second category of attack. During the phase 2 that she gets into, she will be exclusively using those upgraded attacks, which I would argue actually makes the second phase even easier to fight. But right now, we are being very cautious to not get hit while going nuts, getting some damage in, because phase 1 we have to fight ourselves. Getting some very nice attacks in there. And now she should be going into phase 2. The nice thing about phase 2 is that her health does tick down on its own. However, we're not going to wait around for that. We're going to still try to get some damage in. You can see how there's all kinds of different attacks. This is a very fun boss for anyone who picks up the speedrun. It's a very frustrating boss for anyone who is just trying to beat the game for the first time. If you play the game casually, I would recommend going to a different area first. Right now, our dashes do not have iframes on them, but there is an upgrade that will give you that, and this boss becomes way simpler with that. I know that I needed that when I was playing the game. So if you're going to play this game yourself, I would strongly recommend fighting that boss. Technically, that boss is much higher in level and optional, but Valo here is just that big of a roadblock. And we are almost there. Karushi is getting down to the end. Probably that'll do it. Yep, her health is done going down. She's just going into her death rattle animation. Make sure you get to the edges. And boom.
Yep,
nice work.
down.
That was very clean.
Thanks.
That's so impressive.
Yeah, that boss is very fun to fight. You can spend countless hours just learning the patterns, figuring out the optimal dodges, trying to find all the moments you can to land punches on her. It never gets old. Very fun boss. We're now on to the tail end of this run. Man, it's so short, 90%, but I hope you all have been enjoying it so far. And I want to say great big thanks to everyone at GDQ Back in a Flash, and that's everyone that's involved in Back to Black for having us on here. It's been a tremendous honor, and I'm really happy to showcase this game to everyone that's watching.
We do still have a couple minutes of traversal first before we get to that final boss. But yes, thank you all for having me. It was a great honor to be here. Karushi, thank you for having me on. It's great to get you back for commentating my run.
Yeah,
I did the World Flower run for another marathon, which was like a 4-hour affair because I do all the endings in that one. And Karushi was there for the whole thing, commentating throughout.
Yeah, this game
having
is
somebody
humongous.
for a 4-hour run is a much bigger help than just being there for a 30-minute run. So I don't think I really fully got you back for this, but nonetheless, happy to be here.
Yeah, I really appreciate it. We're gonna grab this armor quickly for this final boss. Oh, go ahead.
Is there time for just a couple quick announcements?
Of course, go for it.
Yeah, so I just wanted to mention real quick that I don't know if this is something that a lot of people look at, but Back to Black 2025 just crossed 200 donations for Race Forward. So everyone who donated in this first 200, they're super cool. They're super cool. I love all of you, but if you still want to get tickets to that $10 donation train for the next incentive, you absolutely still can, because there's not a lot of time left before we got to get to that 60% that 60% raised out of the 4,000 total dollars for the Wolfenstein 2 Good Ending.
Choo choo. So our final boss, we need a key to access. We're heading down one side of the zone to grab the key real fast. There it is. And then Crucia's going to warp back up so he doesn't have to take that elevator and traverse through all that area again. There are no enemies in this final area. There's just a few environmental hazards. But, of course, the boss will be at the end of it.
Yeah, what I was trying to do these past couple of traversals was skip past the cubes. There's a very slim spacing where you can actually slide past them or dive past them, regardless of whether the electricity's up. But sometimes the game just says no and teleports you back, and it's really annoying.
This one's a really tight window. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I like going for it still because it saves a lot of time, but we missed it there. That's okay. So here we go. It's basically just this one more elevator, and then we've got the final boss, who's going to be, surprise, surprise, Guider again.
Guider again?
Again, yeah.
Man, I thought her name was triple question mark. She actually has a name.
We don't even know if Guider's her name, to be honest.
That's true. She goes by Guider, though, so it's a name. We'll take it. Anyway, this is the site of 3 of the endings to this game. We can only do 1 of them right now. But we're going to fight Guider, and that'll be all she wrote. So, timing comes when the boss actually dies, right?
That's right.
Yes. So, Guider's going to be doing her moves as she was doing towards the end of the fight last time, but then she's going to go into a different phase. Now she's glowing blue. All of her moves are souped up. There's a couple moves in particular we're being very cautious about, like this one right here, the triple high moon. That's another one here where we have to know the exact movement to not get obliterated. And Cruci is absolutely mauling her here. But most importantly, he's trying to keep himself towards the center of the screen so that if she does that triple attack, he doesn't get trapped against a wall, because he does not have any real good iframes. And time.
GG's.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah, so that is Afterimage 90% restricted. I know, it just blinked and you miss it. It goes by so fast. Because we didn't actually take any deaths in this run, it's significantly underestimate. It is expected to lose a lot of time if any deaths are taken, because deaths are pretty costly. They take like 2 to 3 minutes to retraverse sometimes. But this one, we got a deathless, which is great. So we're well underestimated, I imagine.
Yeah, looks like you got 35-40.
Oh, excellent. Yeah.
Yeah, that's like 10 under right there.
Yeah. That's awesome. You never know what's going to happen in a marathon, so we love to hear when things go smoothly. So
yeah, I just wanted to mention, while you do your shout-outs, we are at 59% out of 60%.
Ooh.
We are $24 away, so hopefully we can reach that while you're doing your shout-outs, because I want to know where everyone can find you.
Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, this was Afterimage. If you found it interesting and you enjoyed it, you can catch more of what I do on YouTube. I do everything on YouTube, youtube.com/CruciaDrive. These days I've been playing a lot of games along with Metrovanias, so if you're interested in anything like fighting games or roguelites, feel free to check it out. More importantly, please do check out the Afterimage speedrun community. We're very small, but very tight-knit as well. And nowadays, we've got plenty of great resources for getting into the game if you're new or you've played the game before. So feel free to check us out at speedrun.com/Afterimage. We also have a Discord as well if you want to check that too.
Yes, please.
And yeah, azuarc, is there anything you would like to say?
I don't really have a whole lot of web presence. I am on YouTube as azuarc, as spelled. I am working on a 100% guide for this game that hopefully will come out pretty soon, but beyond that, not much from me. But please come check out this game on any capacity you feel, because it is a fantastic game.
Yeah, absolutely.
We would love to have more people playing it.
Yeah, highly recommend. Even just playing the game as a casual chill time is amazing, especially if you played a Castlevania or Metroid game before. So yeah, with that, I think that's all we've got. Yeah, thanks everyone.
All right, did we get those $24?
I am hearing that we did.
There we go.
Yeah, let's go.
So yeah,
Claps.
thank you everyone. Thank you Twitch chat, and thank you both of you for doing this run. That was genuinely like a blink and I miss it. I was here the whole time and I feel like I missed it. So
Thank you for hosting for us.
Yeah, absolutely. But chat, y'all know